Assalamu alaikum. I am honored to be with you and in the presence of a community dedicated to compassion and openness in a world that seems to have turned away from both. I am also here with you today after returning from a brief research trip to Istanbul. As a historian of the Ottoman Empire, I have focused my scholarship and my teaching on a tradition of statecraft defined by the circle of justice, a commitment to equity and humanity that shaped every policy statement and every sultan's actions. I lead my students through these principles of governance as a way to push back on prejudice and stereotypes about the role of Islam in the world. Together, we trace the evolution of a system of faith and imperial order that seems very far away from the world we currently inhabit, one in which members of our community can be abducted off the street and defined as criminals or terrorists and told that they do not belong here due to the color of their skin, their birthplace, or because they dared to speak out against injustice. I also believe in the power of history to transform and revolutionize our perspectives on the world. What we learn in the classroom means nothing at all if that knowledge is not then taken with us out into the streets and into our communities. It is truly an honor to be present here with the Ahmadiyya Muslim community, as this community has preserved a fierce commitment to compassion and service forged out of their own history of persecution and marginalization, as we've just heard. Together today, we stand in solidarity to a shared commitment to justice, to civic service, and to compassion for all, especially those most disenfranchised among us. The model of the Ahmadiyya Muslim community has also been my guide during one of the most difficult 2.5 years of my career. Every time I step into the classroom, I feel an incredible responsibility to ensure that regardless of the topic for the day, together my students and I build a knowledge of Islam, the Ottoman Empire, and the Middle East that is also knowledge about our shared global histories. Our actions in the present shape future histories of either pain or joy, of discrimination or unity, of incarceration or freedom, of anger or compassion. Here today, I seek to honor the Ahmadi way, a way that is so reminiscent of the circle of justice that once guided Ottoman sultans. A way forward through the world that embraces dialogue, mercy, and hope through selfless acts of service and community building. The Ahmadi way faces disaster, ethnic cleansing, and genocide with humanitarian relief, dialogue, and peace. You offer a giving hand, not just to those in need, but also to a world that needs to be reminded that kindness and compassion for others must be a daily practice and not just an abstract commitment. As a scholar and a historian, I believe education is also our way forward in a world increasingly focused on an us versus them approach. This oppositional approach to the world is a narrowing, not just of our viewpoints, but also of our sense of who belongs and who does not. This approach also dehumanizes those perceived to be other than us. There's so much danger here. It leads not just to mass state and federal representatives abducting people from our streets, but also to machine gun armed drones and bombs obliterating Palestinians in Gaza and Sudanese. As a historian and an American like you, I am here today to thank each and every one of you for offering an alternative way, for offering that giving hand from within your own history of pain, and for modeling a commitment to forging an America that recognizes beauty in difference and refuses to be silent as our sisters and brothers scream. My students and I always read a poem each week. Today, I think of Palestinian-American poet Yahya Lababadi's recent collection that is titled Palestine Wail. It contains a short poem simply titled Hope. In it, he writes, "Hope's not quite as it seems. It's slimmer than you'd think and less steady on its feet. Sometimes it's out of breath, can hardly see ahead, and cries itself to sleep. Thank you for hearing the cry of others and for ensuring that the slim moments of hope can become oceans of compassion.
Jawad